Greetings, beloveds. This is Amy Karen Johnson, the Earth Channel, here with you today with another message from Gaia, as well as looking at the energies active this week through the chart in human design and continuing in our series with one of the channels in human design that is active this week, where the 1858 channel is defined by the sun and the unconscious earth positions. So if you would like to follow along and get either your chart or someone else's chart, you can go to humandesignamericacom/chart. And if you don't know the birth time, use noon. The gate 818 is in the liver center, as I call it, otherwise known as the splenic or spleen center. It is the brown triangle on the left side of the chart as you're looking at it, but representing the right side of the body. And gate 58 is in the root center, the brown square at the bottom of the chart. This channel with gate 18 is a lot about decay, or at least that's how it's known in shorthand in the I Ching with this hexagram. And gate 58 is known as the gate of joy. Now I know decay can sound like a negative and joy can sound like a positive. However, rest assured that both of them can have high expressions, positive expressions, and they're appropriate especially for this time of year, especially in the northern hemisphere where we are moving now deeper into the autumn season, but also even in the southern hemisphere as we are experiencing a change of season there as well. The change of seasons causes us to look at a change in routine. What needs to now be let go and what new routines are needed based on the new conditions, assuming that you live somewhere that experiences seasons. And so it represents the decay of those old routines that are not needed for now. You may pick them back up again when you return more to that season later in the year or next year. Or you may not. You may find better routines, even though they may bear some similarities. And as far as joy, that joy can only be found when we are present in the moment and truly accepting the magic that is in that moment, rather than necessarily, going on autopilot with our routines, not changing them as we actually need to, but accepting, whatever it is that is needed in that moment. And so I do have a poem for you to express the essence of this channel this week for you to be able to access it, whether you have either of these gates or centers defined in your chart or anyone else's chart or not. And then we will go ahead and connect with Mother Earth, Gaia, and see what else she has to share about it. The paradox of this physical plane is shown when we try to keep things the same. While here, the only thing constant is change. Beyond, density only seems strange. Here, things seem permanent, only to die. There, joy springs eternal because they let it fly. Only by surrendering pride will we part the veil to glimpse happiness at the end of every trail. Now I invite you to take a few deep breaths with me and close your eyes if you'd like as I connect with Gaia, Mother Earth. Hello, beloveds. This is Gaia, Mother Earth. As you all experience the change in seasons, some of you may welcome it, and others of you may struggle a little with it. We invite you to get present with yourself first and connect with us. Connect with our living presence, because we are where your survival actually comes from. So often in today's world, it is easy to become disconnected from that which truly supports your life, your being. The use of electronics gives the illusion of a great amount of power and control over your lives. The ability to seemingly connect with people in an instant, anywhere around the world. The ability to preserve food in your refrigerators. The ability to cook food in your appliances. The ability to drive to grocery stores to buy food. And in the summer, perhaps you had more of a connection with the fact that food can grow on the surface of us, Mother Earth. And so that provided a connection more so for you to where your food actually comes from. And yet you still probably did not eat 100% of food that came directly from the source where you could observe it and touch it. So as you move into winter, we invite you to recall that connection, contemplate it, and find other ways of connecting with us, even if your food isn't necessarily growing directly out of us, out of the earth, as you see it, as you observe it. Even if you are buying food at the grocery store or at restaurants, remember that connection, remember where it came from. And in doing this, you will notice a greater peace of mind, a greater sense of stability, a greater feeling of being supported by us, physically and spiritually. Because for all these wonderful inventions of appliances and vehicles and ways to connect with others, they insulate you from the living presence of us, of plants, of other human beings, sometimes of animals, and just from contact with the soil, with the earth, with us. And that connection, even if it doesn't directly and obviously provide you with food, does provide you with spiritual comfort. And when you feel that disconnection from that, that is where dis-ease comes from. Discomfort, depression, seasonal affective disorder. The sun was out in abundance during the summer, and in the winter it may become harder to go outside, see the sun, feel it on your skin, whether because it's cold or raining or snowing or cloudy or windy. And yet it is still possible to appreciate the sunshine, appreciate the earth, connect with it, touch it somehow or other, find a way to make contact with even your houseplants. And when you do this, when you reestablish that connection, you will notice that the ease that comes with that in your own bodies helps nurture your relationships with others, other human beings, other people. Because you will know that you can access that comfort, that ease, that sense of peace anytime you want. And you will not therefore insist upon others giving it to you in any way, shape, or form. You will instead be able to share it with them. And hopefully they will then be able to also connect and access their own sense of ease, comfort, and peace. And yes, even love. And share it with you as well. It will be more of a constant presence in that way. And you will no longer feel that there is a lack of it in any way. You will be able to connect with it abundantly. And this connection is also always possible with Source as well. Just remember that we are a part of Source. We are the greatest conveyor of Source energy in this physical lifetime for you all. We are meant to provide that support to you. And that is why we encourage you all to do so as much as possible. We love you so much. Please take care of yourselves. And thank you for joining us. Namaste, beloveds.